Good evening, everyone. I would like to start with a little story. Before starting WorkWell, I was interning at UBS, a large Swiss bank. It was very boring. I was always with the same colleagues from my department at lunch, or I would eat alone in front of my desk with a sandwich. So I started knocking on the doors and asked people around me, do you want to have lunch with me? They were very surprised, but most of the time they said yes. And I was very happy to go to work. My colleagues were shy and asked me, Mary, can I come with you to also meet new colleagues? And this gave me the idea to create Never Eat Alone, a mobile app to connect with your colleagues. We implemented this tool in over 100 companies, such as Allianz, BNP Paribas, or L'Oréal. And it defined my mission: help employees feel happier and more connected at work.
And every time we were talking to our users, they were telling us the same thing. It's great to meet my colleagues, but what can I do more? Why can I book a meeting room, book a gym class, or see the cafeteria menu? And we all know that in our in our personal life, we have apps for everything. But what about at work? So we started looking at office buildings, and we realized that in there was not much. We were effectively still in a digital dark age. It happens that office buildings offer more and more services, and that's great. The issue is that the digital access to them is very bad. Either you need to have one mobile app for each service, or there is sometimes not even a single app for one service. And if you look at these 4 landmark buildings, you'd be surprised to know that none of them have an app for their tenants. So we decided to create WorkWell, the open platform for office buildings that enables all the services to be centralized in one app.
WorkWell is here to guide you throughout your day. In the morning, you can book a hot desk. After that, you can get access to the canteen menu, or even find a car sharing partner. Think of it as a WeChat for office buildings. We offer an SDK where you can integrate third-party services. For example, service requests, food delivery, classified ads, you want to sell your bicycle. You can even access to your building with WorkWell, or book a meeting room. And you can also chat with your concierge and get a parking slot, and also the whole community with events, which is very popular, or even find your way. It is a way also to interact with your colleagues and find someone to go running.
So essentially, WorkWell is fantastic in the sense that you can add or remove services in one click, and it can suit the needs of any building. As a landlord, you can select which services fit your offering, and if it evolves with time and you add services, you can do that in one click online through our platform. We work with major real estate companies around the world, including with Unibail-Rodamco, which will be using our platform for all their future office buildings. And the way we partner with real estate companies is that we sit down with them, we look at the service offering they have, we create the app together, but we don't stop there. We also talk to the tenants, and we enable the tenants to add their services on top of the building one. And that's what makes a huge difference, is that it offers employees a full digital experience in the office. It's a gigantic market. In the US only, you have 300,000 office buildings that are 50,000 square feet or more. And so you can imagine that all around the world is a $10+ billion market.
We have now been running for more than 2 years. In the beginning, it was just Paul and I in the garden in Paris. Today, we are 25 between Paris and New York, and we have a house with a garden. We have 15 engineers from the best tech companies that worked, for instance, at Apple and Dropbox.
So our vision is to digitally enhance physical spaces.
Let's make this happen.
Great. Questions from the panel?
With all the different services that we provide, there are certain companies that actually already have an app that does one thing. Do you have the ability to embed that functionality, not rebuild it, but just embed that into your solution so that our tenants or residents just go one single place?
Totally. So essentially, we provide them with an SDK that they can use to push their existing service. And with a simple, like a few hours of work or a few lines of code, they can defer the authentication to WorkWell, which means that if you access that same service from WorkWell, you don't have to have an account in it. You're automatically logged in.
Other panel questions?
Who do you see as your main competitors to this? I think
The main competitor we have is agencies. Usually, real estate companies go to agencies and they basically tell them we want this list of features, build it for us. They charge them a couple $100,000, and once the product is delivered to them, it's basically DOA, dead on arrival, in the sense that it can't really evolve and you always have to go to them to add features. So it doesn't really work out.
So what's the model here is that you continue, it's a service.
Sorry?
And you sell this as a service.
Yes,
For landlords.
exactly. So it's a monthly subscription that landlords pay. Exactly. And usually they pass on the cost to their tenants in the maintenance.
One quick question on pricing. Do you price it based on the size of the building,
Yeah.
the number of tenants, or how does that work?
On the size. So it decreases. The bigger the building is, the lower the cost per square foot or square meter is.
Okay, thank you.
Are you making money yet?
Yeah. So we're already live in tens of buildings. We have quite healthy revenue coming in. We raised some money as well. We raised about $4 million to date. So, yeah.
And the biggest future challenge of the business?
Sorry.
The biggest future challenge of the business?
I think it would be scaling to different markets that have like specific cultures. Like in certain markets, the people see things differently. The way the platform is built is that it really enables to integrate whatever is relevant in one building, so also in one culture. So, yeah.
Great job. Great job.
Thank you.